You're standing at the edge of what you know, the edge of what you've done, the edge of who you've been. Beyond that line, there's a version of you that's stronger, fiercer, unbreakable. But here's the truth. You're not there yet. Something's holding you back. Something's keeping you small. And that something? It's the limits you've accepted, the invisible chains you've let define your life. Today, that ends. Today, you break your limits. Today, you become the force you were always meant to be. Limits aren't walls out there in the world. They're not the job you didn't get, the money you don't have, or the time you think you've lost. No, limits are inside you. They're the whispers in your head that say, "This is as far as you go." They're the doubts that creep in when the road gets hard. They're the excuses you've polished into reasons. But let me tell you something. Those limits, they're lies. They're fragile. They're weak. And you're stronger than every single one of them. Think about it. Right now, as you hear these words, there's a fire in you. You feel it, don't you? That restless energy. That hunger. It's been there all along, buried under the weight of what you've been told you can't do. Society said, "Stay in line." Fear said, "Don't try." Failure said, "You're not enough." But deep down, you know they're wrong. You've always known. That fire isn't an accident. It's a signal. It's a call. It's your soul screaming at you to wake up, to stand up, to break through. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius, a man who ruled an empire while wrestling his own demons, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He didn't sit in a palace whining about what he couldn't control. He didn't let the chaos of the world dictate his spirit. He looked within, found the steel inside, and forged it into something unstoppable. That's what you're going to do, right now. Because the moment you take ownership of your mind, your limits start to crack. Picture this. A man stands in the rain, fists clenched, staring at a mountain. The wind howls. His legs ache. Every fiber of his body begs him to turn back. But he doesn't. He steps forward. One step, then another. The mountain doesn't move. The storm doesn't stop. But he keeps going. Why? Because he knows the real battle isn't out there. It's in here, in his chest, in his head. He's not climbing rock, he's climbing himself. And with every step, he shatters the lie that he can't. That's you. That mountain, it's your life. The storm, it's every reason you've ever given yourself to stay small. The ache, it's the weight of every time you've settled. But the steps, those are yours to take. No one's coming to carry you. No one's going to hand you the summit. You want it? You go get it. You break through. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for the weather to clear. You move now. Let's talk about pain. Because breaking your limits isn't comfortable. It's not easy. It's not a motivational poster with a sunset and a nice quote. It's raw. It's messy. It's you staring into the dark parts of yourself and saying, "I'm not afraid of you anymore." Pain is the forge where strength is made. The Stoics knew this too. Seneca, a man who faced exile and death threats, said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." He didn't run from hardship. He leaned into it. He used it. And so will you. Think about the last time you failed. Really think about it. That moment when everything fell apart. Maybe you lost something big, a job, a dream, a fight. Maybe you looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the person staring back. What did you do? Did you quit? Did you let it define you? Or did you feel that spark, that quiet voice inside that said, "This isn't the end"? That voice is still there. It's louder now. It's telling you that failure wasn't a limit. It was a lesson. It was fuel. It was the universe daring you to stand up and try again. You're not here to play small. You're not here to coast. You're here to build something extraordinary. But extraordinary doesn't come from staying safe. It comes from the edge. It comes from the moments when your heart's pounding, your hands are shaking, and every instinct screams at you to stop. But you don't. You push. You roar. You break through. That's where the real you lives. Not in the comfort zone. Not in the excuses. In the fire. Look at your life right now. What's holding you back? Be honest. Is it fear? Fear of failing? Fear of what they'll say? Fear of not being good enough? Let me tell you something about fear. It's a coward. It only has power when you let it sit in the driver's seat. Kick it out, take the wheel. You're not here to be afraid, you're here to be alive. Fear doesn't get to decide your story. You do. Maybe it's not fear. Maybe it's time. You tell yourself you don't have enough of it. The days slip by and you're still waiting for the perfect moment. Stop. There is no perfect moment. There's this moment. Right here. Right now. The Stoics didn't waste time wishing for better days. Epictetus, a slave-turned-philosopher, said, "You are not given a short life, but you make it short by wasting it. Every second you spend doubting, every minute you spend scrolling instead of acting, every hour you spend dreaming instead of doing, you're throwing away your shot. Time isn't your limit, your choices are. Or maybe it's the past, the mistakes, the regrets, the things you can't undo. Let me be clear, the past is gone. It's a shadow. It only has weight if you keep carrying it. Drop it right now. You don't need it where you're going." The Stoics didn't drag their yesterdays into their tomorrows. They lived in the present because that's where power lives. That's where change happens. That's where you break your limits, not in what was, but in what is. So how do you do it? How do you break through? It starts with a decision, not a wish, not a hope, a decision. You decide that you're done being less than you can be. You decide that the old rules don't apply anymore. You decide that you're going to show up every day, every hour, every breath, until the limits you've lived with crumble into dust. It's not about grand gestures. It's not about overnight miracles. It's about the small, relentless acts of defiance against what holds you back. It's waking up when you want to sleep. It's pushing when you want to rest. It's choosing the hard path when the easy one's right there. It's looking at the mountain and saying, "I'm coming for you." That's how you break your limits, and step by step, choice by choice, until the old you is a memory and the new you is a force. And when it gets hard, because it will, remember this: you're not alone. Not because someone's going to save you, but because the strength you need is already inside you. It's been there since the day you were born. Every hero you've ever admired, every story that's ever moved you, they're echoes of what you already carry. The Stoics didn't look for saviors, they looked in the mirror. They found the power to endure, to rise, to conquer. You've got that same power. It's not borrowed, it's not earned, it's yours. Feel that right now. Feel the weight of who you could be. Not tomorrow, not next year. Today, this second. You're not a dreamer anymore. You're a doer. You're not a victim of circumstance. You're a master of it. You're not bound by limits. You're the one who breaks them. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. You just forgot for a while, but not anymore. So stand up, right now. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Stand up. Feel the ground under your feet. Feel the air in your lungs. Feel the fire in your chest. This is your life, not someone else's, not the world's, yours. And you're not here to shrink. You're not here to settle. You're here to rise. You're here to fight. You're here to break every limit that's ever dared to hold you back. The world's watching. The doubters, the haters, the ones who said you couldn't. Let them watch. Let them see. Because when you break through, when you climb that mountain, when you stand at the top with your fists raised and your heart pounding, they'll know. They'll know you're unstoppable. They'll know you're unbreakable. They'll know you're the one who didn't just dream of greatness. You claimed it. But it's not about them. It's about you. It's about the person you see in the mirror tomorrow. The one who didn't give up. The one who didn't flinch. The one who broke every limit and built something better. That's your legacy. That's your truth. That's your victory. So go. Right now. Take the first step. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. The limits are there, waiting to be shattered. The mountain's calling, the fire's burning. You've got everything you need. Break your limits. Break them today. Break them forever. Because you were born for this.